Hello everyone, this is Ghostface95, and yes, this video does double the voice reveal, so this is how I sound. Yeah, so a lot of rumors are coming out about Scream 7, enough to where I think I can make some calculated guesses slash predictions on who Ghostface is, who will be the red herring, who will die, who will live, and who will appear in like flashbacks and stuff, just predict what I think will happen in the movie. So let's get into it. Obviously start with our list. I'm gonna get the easy ones out of the way first, so we can talk a bit more about the bigger ones. Roman and Dewey go into the flashback slash AI section. Both of them are confirmed to be dead. I know Dewey, like, there's some people speculating about how he could have survived, and I kinda get it, but I heavily doubt it, and also I feel like something that big would have been told to us by now that he was alive. And it isn't like he's a ghost face or anything, so it isn't like you need to hide it, unlike this dude who we'll get to later. So I think he could appear in flashbacks, same with Roman, or the AI is meant to is heavily rumored to be a part of the movie. So that's another way they could appear. But apart from that, no other way I see them showing up. What other easy ones can I get out of the way? Oh yeah, Sydney and Gale. Oh, there, they survive. Wes Craven regretted killing Nancy in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, and therefore, if Kevin is continuing these movies, like, in Wes's legacy, I don't think Wes would want Sydney or Gale to be killed off, and therefore, I don't think Kevin will have them killed off. And also, like, they're the main characters, or Sydney is for most of them, apart from Scream 5 and 6. Same with Gale, if she's like the secondary main character, except for Scream 5 and 6. So, yeah, just don't see them dying. Maybe Gale, but like, Courtney Cox, I mean, she just loves coming back to these movies. Whether it's because you find them fun, or it's an easy paycheck, or a bit of both, I don't know. But yeah, she loves these movies. She keeps wanting to come back to them, so I don't see them killing her off. Okay, now with the easy ones out of the way, we can get more to like the proper discussion. Ethan Embry, I've heard multiple things about his role in the movie. Some people think he could be running for mayor, others think he could be the like Sydney's daughter's friend group's drama teacher. So there's a lot of it, and some people think he'd be like escaped mental patient who we'll be talking about more later. I don't see him. I don't. Right, I can see him maybe being the drama teacher. I don't know what he's doing in this movie, so I've just put him in RIP, just more cannon fodder for Ghostface. Joel McHale, who is playing Mark Evans, Sydney's husband. I also think he is going to be slain by Ghostface, potentially in a heroic sacrifice like Dewey in Scream 5, protecting his family. But like Joel McHale, I don't see him playing. Like, I don't see him working like as a couple with Sydney, and it. I mean, he wasn't even meant to be in the movie. It was meant to be Mark Kincaid, so he just kind of feels a bit out of place, and therefore, I think he is going to be taken out. And also, I mean, Sydney's mum died in Scream One, or technically before Scream One, but you know what I mean. And potentially, and that means the same thing could maybe be happening with Sydney's daughter here. Okay, right. But I'm trying to remember this guy's name. Jimmy Tatro. Yeah, that's who we've got next. I'm putting him in Red Herring. So, the escape mental patient I mentioned with Ethan Embry, that's who I think Jimmy's playing. And the whole thing about that is apparently Gail hits someone with her car, and then Mark Consuelos' character, who is also a reporter, catches this on film, and ever since that, Mark Consuelo's character Robbie has been trying to ruin Gale's career. In the person who Gale hit is meant to be this person from this mental hospital, and Jimmy Tattro's character, or I believe he is playing this escaped mental patient from the same hospital. It could even be the same person that Gale hit. Also, Sydney's meant to have a stalker in this movie, and I think it'll also be him, like, the mental patient will also be the stalker character. And, well, that makes him a very big red herring. I don't think he'll be Ghostface, though. Maybe a bit loony, but he ain't Ghostface. Mindy, R.I.P. Scream 3 killed off the legacy character. I think Scream 7 will also do that. And also, it's been like Scream 6 basically had no stakes with its characters. And I think Mindy could potentially be an opening, like, right off the bat. Her and I think what would be cool if her and Chad are attacked in the opening, but well, Chad survives and Mindy dies. Um, or vice versa, but I don't see that happening. And yeah, I don't see Mindy making it past this movie. And I mean, even she said it like there I don't know if she said it directly, but she mentioned Randy's death in Scream 2. The nerd dies in Scream 2, or they die in the sequel. The horror geek dies in the sequel, so I think it's Mindy's time to go. Anyway, Chad, wild card. I think he might die, he might survive, I'm not sure. I can see them killing him off to completely make win the way for this new generation, except for Sydney and Gale, because you just don't kill them. But I can also see him surviving, and I would more be happy for him to survive. But if he dies too, I mean, it makes sense, and I'm fine with it. So yeah, the wild card, unsure. Stu. Another wild card. I can see either one or two things happening with him. So this is like big rumor spoil. Like if this is the truth, this is very spoilery. So apparently there's going to be an attack in the movie where Sydney's daughter, this slug lady, is going to be chased by Ghostface into Sydney's coffee shop. Sydney will fight off the killer, and then Sydney gets a phone call from Ghostface who's using Stu's voice. Sydney then believes that Stu's alive and then starts investigating, his death and stuff, or just investigating Stu being alive in general. And I think two things could happen. One, it's like Jigsaw, where everyone believes that John Kramer was alive when actually it was one of his many accomplices. Or they could throw a curveball and have Stu actually be alive. I see either happening. I hope it's the first one where the killers are trying to make it seem like Stu's alive and he's not actually alive, but I can see either happening. So yeah. Anyway, Isabel May, Sydney's daughter. Rumored name is Taylor or Tatum, leaning more towards Taylor because I think the Tatum thing's really corny. I think she survives. She's. It seems like she's going to be set up to be like the new main character, the new Sydney, the new Sam. So I don't think you should kill her. Also, Sydney's kid dying would be way too much torture for her. It would be way too sad, and I just don't think they're going to do it. But one person I think they will kill is rumored to be named Hannah, played by McKenna Grace. Her whole entire death scene's pretty much been rumored, so there's meant to be the school play, I mentioned it very briefly earlier, called The Fairy Queen. Hannah is meant to be the star, she's also the rich friend in Taylor's friend group. And apparently Hannah is going to be killed in the auditorium of the school by Ghostface. So, that's it right there. That's what I think is going to happen to her. Next up, we have Michelle Randolph, my third and final wild card. I think she's either, I can see one or two things happening with her. She's either, just a random person who gets killed off, or maybe the opening. Okay, tell a lie, it's three things. She's either going to be a random person like bystander, like in the bodega scene, who just gets killed off the opening, or Ghostface. Right, hear me out. So I was Scream 5 mirrored Scream 1, Scream 2, Scream 6 mirrored Scream 2, and potentially Scream 7 might mirror Scream 3, and in Scream 3, Sydney's long lost sibling was the killer. And if I zoom in a bit, these these two look pretty similar. Like they two might be related. So they could be doing a long lost sibling thing again, but it's the long lost sister. Kinda like Piper in the Scream TV series. I doubt they're gonna do that, but I seen it I seen someone talking about it and I think it could be a possibility. Okay, finally one of the people I think is gonna be Ghostface, Sam Ragnar. His character is supposedly named Logan, or that's the character's code name, and they're the creepy guy in Taylor's friend group who apparently gives off Ted Bundy vibes. Gives me big Billy energy, and like even just the guy, like I know that's not how he looks currently, but this look here that just gives me Billy energy. The dude just screams Billy Loomis, and for that, I'm putting him as Ghostface. There's another reason, but that'll make more sense when I get to the second person. I think will be Ghostface. Mark and Swales' character, Robbie, Gail's rival, who's been trying to get her cancelled, RIP. Think is going to be very similar to Rebecca in Scream 4. I think he'll make it to the final act, like the final act house party, similar to Gale in the original Scream, but then he's going to get killed. Like, he could be trying to pull a Gale and record stuff, but then he's going to get murked by Ghostface. That's what I see happening to him. And I don't see him being the killer. I don't think they'll do the reporter Ghostface again. So yeah, that's what I think will happen to Robbie. Anna Camp's character is supposedly named either Jennifer or Jessica. I've heard more people say Jessica, so I'm going to go with Jessica. Second Ghostface. She's meant to be Sydney's neighbour and friend and Logan's mother, which is another reason I think he'll be Ghostface, because they like to do the family thing with the Scream movies. Some people think that Anna Camp's character will secretly be Leslie Walker, and although that isn't necessarily what I want them to do, I do see it actually happening. And I mean, it would make like she'd know a lot more about Stu than most people because it's Stu's sister, so she'd be able to like authentic, potentially make it more authentic to seem like it's him than if it was just a random person who like hadn't seen the stab movies. So yeah. And then the last two people on our list, Chelsea, or Celeste O'Connor's character codenamed Chelsea, who is the heartbreaker of Taylor's friend group. I think she'll basically be the Tatum of this movie, and like Tatum, she will die, or I think she will die. And then Asa German, sorry if I butchered that name, is playing character codenamed Brian, who is apparently Taylor's boyfriend. Unless you're going to have the boyfriend be the killer, and you're not going to give them like a death, or kill them. I don't see the point in them being in the movie. Like, Danny was kind of a blank character. Billy, well, he was Ghostface. He was the best Ghostface in my opinion, and Richie was pretty good too. And I mean, Derek, he wasn't Ghostface, so he died, and that was pretty impactful. So I don't think you should keep the boyfriend character alive. Like, if they're not Ghostface, just kill them off and have it be sad. So yeah, that is my conclusion for my Scream 7 predictions. What are yours? Tell me in the comments. What do you think of mine? And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.